let's kick off with the goldies. We were just saying that the gold price hasn't done a lot, and your top pick is Evolution. What's going on under the hood?
Yeah, good morning, Annette. Good morning, Scuddy. Good to be back on the show. And yeah, look, so let's start with gold. So I thought I'd start by really just setting the scene with what we're looking at the moment. And I think the overall gold price is looking very interesting. It broke higher from a big trading range about 6 weeks ago, had a fast run up towards its all-time high. I think a lot of people got pretty excited with that, thinking, inflation, geopolitical troubles, wars and all that was going to keep it kicking on. But then we got that quick 10% sell-off. And now I don't think that's actually a bad thing, because what I think that does, it shakes out a lot of the latecomers to the rally, and it gives gold a chance to establish a new support base at higher levels, which is doing, as we can see in the chart, where that blue shaded area is. And just looking at this chart around that 1900 area where it's finding support, I think this is the key to the near-term outlook. And gold really needs to hold its footing here and now. And I think if it does, then it sets up a test for a retest of those highs, and then potentially a new bull market. But as I say, the key is holding those lows from last week or the week before. Fall below there, back into the range, well, then it puts it all on hold. But at the moment, we've got that bullish break, so I think we need to go with it. So looking at Evolution, so Evolution is really interesting, as are all the top three Aussie gold stocks, so Northern Star and Newcrest. They've got the same sort of chart profile, and so do a lot of those mid-tier North American stocks. So again, they've got that same positive chart profile, which has really been setting up nicely over the last few months. And if we look at this chart for Evolution, you might think, well, look, this is the last 2 years, it's just been trending lower, and it has. So the last couple of years has been a pretty tough period for a lot of for the gold sector generally. But what you can't see in this chart is the 6 years previous to this, where it was on a large bullish trend. So I think the last 2 years has really been about gold and gold stocks consolidating and correcting that previous big trend. And I think that correction's now pretty much come to an end, and we're now at the early stages of a new bull market. So just looking at this chart, you can see those two green converging trend lines. Now, the chartists have a name for this. They call this a bullish wedge formation. It's one of those classic chart patterns that often appear near the end of a bearish phase. And if you notice how the range contracts, what that's telling you is telling you that the downtrend is losing momentum. And the key then, you wait for the momentum to shift to the upside, and we got that a few weeks ago when we broke above that top trend line. And if you just look at the most recent price action, just over the last 4 weeks, you see it's been consolidating nicely in a nice tight trading range. And it's held on to most of those gains from the January low. So I think that's really positive. And I think that sets the foundation for like a strong bullish breakout. Naturally, like the gold price itself is going to have the final say on whether this breakout holds. But I think, look, should that happen and gold starts to move higher from here, I think Evolution's got the potential to be up around maybe $7 over the next 12 to 18 months. So a lot of upside potential there. And the other thing I like about this is that you can trade this. If you wanted to trade it, you can trade it with a fairly tight stop loss. So it's shaping up as one of those really nice asymmetric plays where you've got a heavy tilt towards the upside.